So now the next thing is we need AWS PowerShell. So we will install AWS PowerShell, but in this case I already have AWS PowerShell installed on my system. However, I'll just tell you how to install that. You just go to this link, aws.amazon.com/PowerShell, and you can download AWS tools for Windows, and you can just click on right click install. So the normal installation process you can go through. So since it's already installed in my system, let me show you. See, it's already installed here, so I need not to install it again, but you may install it by using that, by just downloading and installing this AWS tool. So I'll start doing the connection from AWS PowerShell and Git to AWS code commit. Before that, we'll just try to I'll just try to check what are the credentials that are already there and what are the profiles which are listed. Okay, we'll use this profile detail instead. Okay, there are no profile right now, so that's fine. So this is a good thing. We don't have any profile right now. So what I will do, I'll just log into AWS console and I will create one user account that will be dedicated for AWS code commit, and then I will try to configure using that same credential to configure the Git and AWS code commit. So I'll just go to AWS management console and I will log in with my credentials. Okay, I'll just give my credentials. One moment. So I'm logged into AWS console and I'm in North Virginia region. So I'll just look for the service code commit. It's under the developer tools. You can search from here as well. Codes commit. So it's here. So just go to the code commit service. So as we see, there is already one repository created here. But before that, I would like to create one user which will be dedicated for this code commit service. So I will go to IAM and I will create a new user. AWS code commit, and yeah, I need to give programmatic access as well as console access. I'll give a custom password and I need not to change the password. And next I'll go to permissions and I will give code permission to use code commit service. So let me search for code commit. So here the service, I'll give full access to AWS code commit. And next I'll review. So it's looking good. I'll just create this user and then I'll download the credentials in some file. So this is how we have set up the AWS code commit user, and now it's time to set the AWS credential in PowerShell. So I'll open the PowerShell console. So now I'll set the credentials. Sorry, it's set AWS credentials. Okay, then access key. So access key will be the credential we have just downloaded. So this is the access key. I'll just copy and paste there. And then secret key. I will do the same. I'll copy and paste. And then we will save it as a profile. So we'll just give a command store as, and I will give it name code COMMIT, or maybe AWS code COMMIT. So we have just stored the this credential as a profile. Now we will just go to the program files. Let me just change the directory. Program files and AWS tools. Just a moment, I think it's now AWS tools. Okay, and then code commit. So I'm there. Okay, and now let me check for the git credential. Yeah, so it's there. So we have 3 files, that is git credential, license and notice. So we will just install the git credential one. So it will ask for some do you want to install git credential AWS sv4.exe to generate signature? Yes, we want that. So I'll just click on yes, it's done. So now the next thing is we will go to the AWS console and we'll go to the code commit service, and there we will create a repository. So I'll just give the name AWS my repo. So it will create an empty repository. So it's telling you are signed in as a root account. You cannot configure SSH connections for a root account, and HTTPS connections for a root account are not recommended. So that means we will log in with some user, some IAM user, and then we will configure the SSH connections. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. Anyway, my repository is created here. So that's done. And then I'll just go to it. Since it's a Windows server, so I'll just select HTTPS. I'll go to copy that, and I'll go to my PowerShell prompt. I'll clear the screen.